Hi everybody. Welcome back to the Cozy Cardigans podcast. My name is Mel. I am a indie yarn dyer. Coming to you from Hyogo, Japan, where I live with my husband and my son. But happy September. Sorry, let me just move this stuff out here. Anyways, happy September. August went by so fast. I don't even know what to say. But I hope you're all doing well, and I hope that it's starting to cool down where you live right now. In Japan, it's still not cooled off yet. It doesn't really get cooled down till maybe October-ish where I live, so still have a little while of summer to go. But let's catch up. So let's get started. Let's get right into it. I don't have too much to share just because I've been really good. Pretty proud of myself, guys. I've been really good with sticking to one project at a time, and I think I'm kind of liking this like slow making thing. I've been if you weren't here for last episode, I was talking about how I'm trying not to sign up for any new test knits and just trying to slow down and finish my whips that I currently have. I do have lots of whips. I don't have all of them to show you because I bring all my stuff over from my house to my studio so that I could film without baby yelling in the background. So yeah, so I'm at my studio right now, but yeah, I have a lot of whips that I haven't really been working on, but I'm trying to get through them one at a time. So I hope that makes sense. But yeah, so let's just get started. I have an FO. I think I was working on the body last time I talked to you last month. But yeah, this is the Flores Pullover by Shimizu. She's a Japanese knitwear designer. That's how it looks. Boop, boop. But yeah, I love it. It's perfect for summer here. I used Knitting for Olive cotton merino in the colorway Purple Elephant. It's this really light grayish lavender color, but it works really well with this pattern. It's like a 2x1 broken rib, and then this is a 2x1 twisted rib. I love this detail here where it kind of transitions to the ribbing. But yeah, it's very flowy, drapey, light for hot, humid weather. So if weather is like that where you live, I highly recommend this yarn. I love how it feels. I feel like it would be a really good yarn for even just transitionally from summer to fall. I would love to make a light cardigan or a sweater out of this yarn, but I'm trying not to buy yarn right now because I have a ton of yarn at home. But yeah, I really love it. No mods, just like what I've talked about last episode where I kind of screwed up the increases and I had to kind of fudge it. I also have this really annoying hole here. I don't know how that happened, but this yarn is, since it's cotton merino, it's not very forgiving, so I was like, it'll block out. It did not block out. So yeah, but so I did the short sleeve version. She also has a 3/4 sleeve version. I personally am not a 3/4 sleeve kind of girly, so I prefer the short sleeve, and I really like it. I really like the fit of it. It worked out pretty good. No other mods other than I accidentally made the top a little longer than called for. I think I was trying to go for what the pattern called for, but I think I accidentally knit maybe like 2 or 3 centimeters too long, but it's still pretty cropped, so it ended up being good. I could like tuck it into my high-waisted pants. My belly button is like right around here, so I like to wear high-waisted pants. So it works really well for that kind of stuff. So I could do like a front tuck if I wanted to, or I can untuck it. So that worked out. I like the length in the end, so it's fine. Other than that, yeah, I think that's it. I knit the size 3. I have a 34-inch bust. I think this is probably like, I want to say like 6 to 8 inches of positive ease. I like a lot of ease in my garments, and this is pretty much perfect for me. Let me get my notes here in case I want to have anything else to say about it. I don't think so. I think that's pretty much it for this one. Yeah. But yeah, so I was working on this pretty much like till the end of the first week of the month, and then I casted on something else. And I know you're like, Mel, you just talked about all your whips, but it's for Evie, my son Everest. We call him Evie for short. So I wanted to start knitting up his autumn and winter wardrobe. Get started on that early. So I cast it on. It's so cute. This is my new cast on / this is what I've been working all month. So this is the only whip that I've been working on knitting wise. This is the Friday Sweater Mini by PetiteKnit. It's so cute and small, and it looks very skinny and small right now. He's I think he's gonna be a year and 5 months this month, but so almost a year and a half. But this is 1x1 broken rib stitch. I've been on like a broken rib kick, I guess, but this is 1x1 broken rib with some striping. I finished the body yesterday, and I'm just started on one sleeve, but it looks kind of scrunched up since it's ribbing, but it'll definitely grow once it's blocked. I am using another Knitting for Olive. This is Knitting for Olive Merino in Marzipan for the main color, and then Deep Petroleum Blue for the contrast color, and they work out really well. Marzipan's more like a cool gray, so it works really well with the dark blue. But yeah, it's been going really well. It's got folded brim, nice and cozy. I haven't made any modifications other than the bottom ribbing. It calls for 5 centimeters of bottom ribbing, and I thought that was a bit too long and weird looking, so I stopped at 3 centimeters. But other than that, I'm knitting it to pattern, and this is all I've been working on. I'm really excited to see him wear it. It's gonna be so cute. But last year I knit another PetiteKnit pattern. I forgot what it's called, but I'll put a picture up here. But he wore that all the time last year, because it does get pretty cold here. I made sure to knit a size a little bit bigger than called for, so that we can layer a bunch of thermals underneath if we need to. But yeah, very excited to have him wear this. It's so cute. There is an adult version called the Friday Sweater. Oh no, I think it's called the Friday Tee. I think it's like a t-shirt pattern. But I was thinking about making it, but then I already have like a broken rib type of thing going on, and I don't really want to knit another broken rib pattern. So, but yeah, it's so cute. It's so quick, even though the size is so much bigger than what I made last year. It's still going really quick. But yeah, I'm probably gonna finish this month. So there's that. My tiny human knits bag that I talk about. So yeah, this is all that I have for knitting whip wise that I've been working on. I do have other whips those. So I'm gonna finish that, feel like relatively soon. So I wanted to show you what I'm gonna work on next. This is my other current whip. I haven't knit on this since I've started this Flores shirt, but this was what I was working on before. This is the Kinsan pullover by Sachiko and Kiyomi Burgin from their book Moon and Turtle, and it's this stripy number. I think this will be like my stripe adjacent matching knit to the one I'm making for Evie. But I think the last time I showed this to you, I haven't split for sleeves, so it's kind of like an update. So I split for sleeves. I just knit until I ran out of yarn from the yarn ball that I had. And then I think what I'm gonna do is put these body stitches on hold and start on the sleeves like I usually do. I like knitting the sleeves first when it comes to knitwear. Actually, I think I might do the collar first, actually, because what I like to do is knit the body until it's like a couple inches below the sleeves, when it's top down, I mean. For top down sweaters, I like to knit till it's like an inch or so below the separation, and then I like to knit the collar first, and then I start with the sleeves first because sleeves are my least favorite, and also I just like seeing how it fits first before I go on with the body, if that makes sense. But yeah, the yarn that I'm using, I don't have all the balls here, but I'm using this. Sorry, the tag's still on. This is Daruma. This is the Daruma, I forgot what it's called. Let me see. Airy Wool Alpaca. And it is 80% merino wool and 20% royal baby alpaca. And I think it comes out to be like about a sport weight. But I love this yarn. I think I talked about it the last time, but I love like the feel of this yarn. It's just so nice and squishy, like the fabric that it makes. I don't know, I'm in love. So I'm doing like the pattern lets you choose the stripe sequence that you want. You could make your own, and you could choose one of theirs. I think they have like a whole bunch of stripe sequence. I think like 6 different ideas you could try or do your own. I'm doing kind of like my own slash, I forget which number stripe sequence I'm doing, but it's like a little 2-color stripe alternating, so gray, black, and then brown, black. And the reason why I'm doing that is because this yarn came in like a discount set and then the colors just ended up being that way. But I think I really like it. I really like this kind of alternating stripe pattern. So I'm gonna start working on this once I finish Evie's baby knit. But yeah, I'm really excited. I think this will be really nice for fall. So this is my plan. But yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got for knitting. I do have a couple spinning things. I'm starting to spin again, which is nice. I haven't spun in a long time just because I just didn't have the headspace for it, but I've been really enjoying like listening to an audiobook while spinning lately, so I've been doing that. I currently have this like 2-year spinning project where I have like 3 braids of, well, 2 braids of top, mystery top, because I didn't write it down, that I hand dyed like a long time ago, but I kind of messed it up because I didn't really, it was like my practice, what do you call it, like practice dye tops. So they're pretty felted, so I ran them through a carder, what do you call it, drum carder that I have at home, and to make these bats. So I brought it back to show you because this is what it looks like in bat form, And then what I do is I take the bat and then I split it. I guess I'll just show you. I split the bat lengthwise and then I make little nest slits out of it. So, and then I spin from this. So that's what I've been doing. I still have quite a bit to go. I think I have like still quite a bit to go, but I have gone through quite a lot of it now that I'm starting to kind of spin a little bit a day. I try to spin like at least 15 minutes a day. But I wanted to show you the Plait Up yarn. So I just finished. I have one more skein of this. I have not measured it or anything, but just from like eyeballing it, it kind of looks to be like a fingering or sport weight, I want to say. But this is what it looks like. This is a traditional 3-ply. Hope you can see that. It's a traditional 3-ply. I really like how, let me see if I could. I'm not sure if you could see, but there's some bits of like these little bits. Those are my favorite when it starts to like barber pole there. But yeah, I really like it. I'm not sure if you could see it very well, but for the felted tops, one top was this blue. It's really hard to see because they're all mixed together, but there's a blue top that I had, and then there's like a beige top that I had, and then this purple bit is from my stash. So I kind of mixed them all together in the bat to make it kind of cohesive, but like I still want, like I didn't want to run it through the Cardigan to make it even more blended. I want it to be blended but not too blended, kind of like this. So that turned into this. But yeah, it's a traditional 3-ply, my first traditional 3-ply actually. And I have not weighed it or measured it. It just dried up like last night. So I'm not quite sure the exact measurements or anything. But yeah, I'm thinking for plants, depending on how much yardage there is, I would reach goal if there's a lot of yardage. Right now I have 2 skeins of this. I have one other skein that I finished like 2 years ago, and it looks completely different from this, but this looks very similar to the one I made previously. So I technically have 3 skeins, but I'm counting it as 2 of unknown yardage. So if I have enough yardage, I would like to use this with one of my yarns from my stash to make a one of these. I'll put the picture up. It's the flower blossom. I'm so sorry, I can't remember, but I'll put the picture and the name up with the designer here. But I have this kind of like rustic, dark grayish brown yarn that I think would look really nice with this. But yeah, if I have enough yardage, I would like to make the cardigan, but if not, then the shawl would be really pretty as well. So yeah, this is another whip, knitting adjacent. But yeah, I've been really enjoying this. I am pretty proud of the tension that I got from, not the tension, but like before I kind of would over ply, but I really like how this yarn turned out, so I'm quite chuffed. Another whip that is not knitting related is this cross stitch. I don't really have much to say other than I've been working on it. I'm currently doing this quadrant here, and then I just have one more page to go until it's all done. But yeah, it's been going. I don't really have much to say about it other than it's very cute. It's Mama Witch cross stitch. It's the bear hug pattern if you are interested. I love all her patterns, and I also still have to do like the little detailing, like there's like French knots that are supposed to go in here and some back stitching that I have to do, but other than that, it's been going well. I'm just working on this like 15-30 minutes a day. But yeah, that's it. That's all I got for my knitting. Like, I feel bad that I don't have a lot to talk about, but also at the same time it's like so not stressful, so I hope that that's okay. Like, I know that when people put up these like monthly things, I feel like it's always exciting to see like what they've been working on, but like just as a working mom, I'm just so busy that this is all I can handle right now, and I hope that you guys are okay with it. And I know a lot of you are, and I know a lot of you have been very supportive of me doing the slow making, so thank you very much. But yeah, let's move on to books. So let me see here. I've got my, for those wondering, I know some of you wondered what this is. This is my traveler's notebook, and it's like a notebook system where you buy the cover and then the insides you could buy individually. But anyways, let me see my September. My September reads, I always write that, not September, August books. So I read 20 books last month. So again, I will not be listing all of them, but I do have my Goodreads account linked down below if you are interested in keeping up with it. I always, I like to have my Goodreads updated, so I record when I start and stop a book. But if you're interested in that, you could always go friend me on there. But I read 20 books, 7 ebooks, 10 audiobooks, and 3 paperbacks. And then let's see, how many 5 stars do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars. So I'll talk about those, and then I guess I'll do the notable 4 stars. I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 12 4 stars, so I had like a pretty good rating month last month. But okay, so let me talk about the 5 stars. The first 5-star book I read in the beginning of the month is a graphic novel actually called The Prince and the Dressmaker. And this was just really cute and sweet and like a feel-good graphic novel. It's about a prince who likes to also wear dresses and them coming to terms with that, and it was just really cute. I highly recommend if you enjoy graphic novels. The second 5-star book I read was The Adventures of Amina Al-Safari by Shannon Chakraborty, and I listened to this as an audiobook. I loved this one. I haven't read a pirate like a pirate fantasy novel in I don't even remember the last time I read something like that, but honestly, I'm not really a pirate person, but this was really fun to read and I highly recommend it. The audiobook was really funny because there are some, like, the main character is the one narrating, and so then sometimes they have asides to the other characters as they're telling their story, like they're actually, it kind of sounds like they're actually talking to you, and it was really fun to listen to. So I do highly recommend the audiobook if you're into audiobooks. But this is about Amina Al-Safari, who was a world-renowned pirate captain, and she retired to raise her daughter, but something's happened and she has to go back to being a pirate essentially and to finish this particular job. But yeah, it was really fun. The next 5-star book I read is The Spear Cuts Through Water by Simon Jimenez, and I listened to this as an audiobook too, but I loved this book. This was such a cool, well executed novel. I was telling Tim about it, but this novel is so different in how it's told. So it's like a story within a story within a story almost. And it sounds really confusing, and I would try to explain it more, but I feel like I'm going to screw it up. But it's essentially the grandmother telling her grandson a story, but then also the grandson sees this story in theater form, but also this story plays out to you in first person, not first person, but like directly plays out in front of you. I don't know, it's really, so yeah, it's really hard to describe. And since it's so hard to describe, it sounds like it would be really confusing to read, but it was so well executed, and the fantasy world is so fun and like so interesting. Like, I found the characters to be really, like, you really root for them, and then also even like the side characters you like kind of like hold dear to your chest, especially the turtles. If you've read it and you know what I'm talking about, like the turtles are so fun. So I highly recommend it. It's probably one of my favorite. I chose this book as my favorite read of August, so I highly recommend The Spear Cuts Through Water. And then the last 5-star is actually a manga called The Girl from the Other Side by Nagabe. And this was just like I really loved the art. It was just really cozy almost. So it's about a world where there are humans and then there are people who are afflicted with this disease or illness, and they turn into monsters. So there are these so humans are kind of like, what do you call it? They live in a gated, walled up realm, and outside of that, kind of outside those walls, it's really dangerous because there are these monsters who live outside the walls, you know? So it's about a little girl who for some reason lives outside the walls with what people would call a monster, someone who's afflicted with this monster illness, and you don't know why, and you don't know how she got there, and you don't know why he's taking care of her. Like, it's just a big mystery in it, but it's just very sweet and cozy. And there's like, they live in like this little cottage and they like cook together, and it was just like a really sweet graphic novel. And but also like the plot is really good, and the first chapter kind of left off on a cliffhanger, so it was just all around quite a fun manga to read, so I highly recommend that. Okay, so for 4-star, notable 4 stars, let's see. Oh, one 4-star that I really enjoyed, but kind of was not a 5-star, was Chain Gang All Stars by Nana Kwame Ajel Brenya. But Chain Gang All Stars is kind of like a speculative future America where the prison system is set up so that prisoners on death row have the opportunity to attain freedom by competing in death battles, pretty much. And it sounds very out there, but it's actually written really well so that it kind of feels like it could be in the future. Like, it kind of doesn't feel far off from what the prison system is like now in the United States, if that makes sense. So you follow our main character, who is just about, she needs to fight one more death battle to attain freedom, and her coming to terms with that. And like you also follow other contestants of this game, and it's like a televised not esports, but like televised sports channel almost. So you could watch it on TV, you could it's like pay-per-view almost, you know, so people have there are fans of this, people have their favorite chain gang member. Like it's almost like watching the NFL in the US. So it's really interesting, really action-packed and brutal and heart-wrenching. And also it's really interesting because the author includes footnotes of facts. So like, since it's like a futuristic America, they put in facts about like different, you know, tech that there is available for that these people are using to televise this game. But also at the same time, they include footnotes of facts, of real facts about the US prison system that is like real. And so you don't really know, so it kind of reads like it's almost real. I don't know, it's really interesting. So I gave that 4 stars, but I highly recommend it. Chain Gang All Stars. Another 4 stars. Oh, I read another Ali Hazelwood. So every month I read one romance novel. And my romance novel for August was Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood, who I read The Love Hypothesis the previous month in July, and I really enjoyed it, so I thought I'd read her newest novel, and I really liked it. I think I like it better than The Love Hypothesis. Actually, I love this. The story was more fun to me, I guess. It was really interesting. The main character, the basic thing is that she is a theoretical physics researcher who doesn't get really paid well, so she on the side is a fake girlfriend. So she does like a fake girlfriend thing to get paid on the side, and she has so when one of her favorite clients, who she goes on like dates with all the time to like his family events to be his fake girlfriend, she finds out that when she applies for a job that she really wants for her theoretical physics job, that his brother is one of the would-be co-workers of the job that she wants. And then also like they have this love-hate thing going on, and yeah, it was just really fun. I really liked it. Gave it 4 stars. But yeah, I like it better than The Love Hypothesis. Also, I thought that she's the first character that I can think of that has diabetes, type 1 diabetes, and it's like part of her, and it's really interesting to read because I've known some people with type 1 diabetes, but I've never really read a character with type 1 diabetes, and like that was actually pretty interesting to read about, and also to like see how that kind of affects her as like a person, like as because she's a very people pleaser type of person, so that having type 1 diabetes can also affect how she portrays herself to the world, and so that was also interesting to read, so I like that too. Let's do one more 4-star. I also read a horror novel called Episode 13. This is a haunted house type of novel, and it's pretty much like a ghost, what do you call it? Like a reality TV ghost hunting crew goes into a highly haunted house and ends up with, and everybody in that crew goes missing, but then the production company finds their tapes and their journals and like different materials that crew has left behind, and so you're reading those materials to see what has happened. Yeah, it was really interesting. A lot of people don't like the ending, but I personally really liked it. So but yeah, it was just like a fun horror spooky read. So if you're in the mood for something spooky, I highly recommend episode 13. But yeah, that's my books. I hope you don't hear there's someone outside vacuuming the hallway, and I hope you don't hear that too badly. But yeah, that's what I'm currently reading. And I'm also reading, let me just show this to you, another spooky read, Head Full of Ghosts by Paul Tremblay. This is like a pretty popular demon possession type of book, and so far it's pretty good actually. There are some parts where I'm just like, ugh, so that's always fun. That's always fun to feel when you're reading on a public train like me, and then I read something gross and I'm just like, ooh. But yeah, I'm flying through this, currently reading this, and also listening to Into the Drowning Deep, which is a killer mermaid horror novel, so which also is pretty good. I actually really like it so far. So I'm in all my spooky reads. So if you have a horror novel or a thriller that you highly recommend, please write it on the bottom, because I am clearly in a spooky mood this month. I am ready for fall. But yeah, thank you so much. So sorry that this is such a short episode, but maybe those people who prefer short episodes would be into it. But yeah, that's all that I've got. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all stay spooky and stay cozy and are making, knitting, spinning, weaving, whatever you love to do. And I hope you are doing it in a manner that most fulfills you, whether it's doing it really slow like me or really fast. World's your oyster. So I hope you are all safe and sound and cozy, and I'll see you all next month.